my only gain would be just the way you are to me. You are who you are.
Earl Carroll, of course, was the lead singer for the Cadillacs. And they were one of the first doo-wop groups to do dance steps and routines while singing. Their mentor was Charlie Atkins of the dance team Atkins and Cole. And Atkins, years later, went on to become the choreographer for Motown and taught all their groups routines and dance steps. During the lean years of doo-wop, Earl Carroll became a custodian at a New York City elementary school. They say the kids loved him, and he could always be found on his lunch hour or after school singing to the kids. He worked there for about 12 years before someone finally recognized him. He stayed with his janitorial job throughout most of his remaining singing career, till he could no longer work. A lot of people think that Earl Carroll got his nickname from the record Speedo, but it was the other way around. Some friends say it was his smooth ways with the ladies, while other friends say it was because he moved so slow that everyone called him Speedo. Carroll's head kind of came to a little bit of a point, and as the story goes, they were getting ready to play a gig at an armory in Massachusetts. There was a huge torpedo on the front lawn, and one of the guys in the group said, "Speedo, your head looks like a torpedo." He said, "My name is Earl, and you can call me Mr. Earl." They began writing a song in the car on the way back home, and eventually it became the song Speedo. And the first line is, "They often call me Speedo, but my real name is Mr. Earl." Boom, boom, boom.
Now they often call me Speedo, but my real name is Mr. Now they often call me Speedo, but my real name is Mr. No, for meeting brand new fellas and taking other folks' girls. Now they often call me Speedo, 'cause I don't believe in wasting time. Now they often call me Speedo, 'cause I don't believe in wasting time. Well, I'm known for pretty women, and that caused them to change their mind. Well, now some may call me Joe, some may call me Mo. Just remember Speedo, he don't never take it slow. Well, now they often call me Speedo, but my real name is Mr. Now they often call me Speedo, but my real name is Mr. Call me Mo, some may call me Joe. Just remember Speedo, he don't never take it slow. Well, now they often call me Speedo, but my real name is Mr. Well, now they often call me Speedo, but my real name is Mr. And now they gonna call me Speedo till they call off making pretty girls.
You know, almost everyone pronounced Speedo's last name as Carroll, including myself. But he pronounced it as Carl, Earl Carl. I've always loved the years when Earl Carl would end their last song of the show with, "Ladies and gentlemen, the Cadillacs, the fast-talking, sharp-dressing Cadillacs, the fast-stepping, fancy-dressing Cadillacs." You know, Gary, our guest, was one of those sharp-dressing Cadillacs. He sang with the Cadillacs for a lot of years, but he also sang for 16 years with the Crests and Charlie Thomas's Drifters for about 2 years, which also sometimes included Benny King. But he treasures the time he spent with Speedo starting in 1982 until Speedo's death on November 25th, 2012. Gary is the last surviving member of Speedo and the Cadillacs. He's an outstanding dancer and choreographer and taught a lot of groups their routines and stage presence, including the Duprees. Currently, he is singing with the Cleftones, who will be singing in an oldie show in Boca Raton, Florida on January 30th. Once again, here are the Cadillacs with "The Girl I Love."
The Girl I Love, take 3.
The girl I love, she's going away. The girl I love, she's going to stay. I'll dream of her each day she's gone. Her love was true, and I was wrong. I love her so much, it's a shame. And now she's leaving. I know I'm to blame. I know I'm to blame. And this I swear by heaven above, she'll always be the girl I love. I know I'm to blame, and this I swear by heaven above, she'll always be the girl I love.
Hi everyone, this is Johnny V with WDOT, and we've got Gary Lewis with us. Gary from the Crests, the Drifters, and the lovable Cadillacs. Gary, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fine, and don't forget the Cleftones. I've been singing with them for a while.
Well, I didn't even know that. So
Yeah,
how long
with
have you
Herb
been with the
Cox.
Cleftones?
I've been singing with them for at least 2 years.
Well, one of the questions I was going to ask you is if you were still performing.
Yes, well, we still perform. I'm performing with the Cleftones, and every now and then I do a gig with the Cadillacs.
Oh, that is great. That's great. How did you get started singing, Gary?
I started singing with the Crest. Well, basically, I sang before the known group. I sang with a group in Boston, Massachusetts, and just a bunch of guys that got together. And then when I moved to New York City, I started dancing. I danced on the Ed Sullivan TV show at 18.
Wow.
And then I joined, there was a neighbor of mine who was singing with the Crest, a guy named James Ankrum, who had been singing with a group called the Cavaliers. They had a record called Dance, Dance, Dance. And he joined the Crest to take Johnny Maestro. No, he took Eartha Dawson's place. And he asked me to join them, after I finished dancing. And I went and joined the Crest then.
So was your first... I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I said that's basically how I started with a well-known group.
So was your first love singing or dancing? Because I know you love to dance.
Right. Well, I think singing is my first love. 'Cause see, that's the first gig I ever did. I was like 12 years old, singing in Boston. My mother didn't like it. I was singing in a nightclub.
Were you singing with a group, or just on your own?
Yes, I was singing with a group, and I sang with my brother's band. My brother Sonny Lewis had a band there in Boston.
And what was the name of the group you were singing with when you were 12?
The group I sang with were called the Carousels. They were not they were like I don't know if you want to call them a rival group, but there was a group out from Boston called the G-Clef. And I think they had a record out back then called Ka-Ding Dong. This is way back. We're talking really a long time ago. Yeah, I couldn't give you at the moment. But they did that, and they did one called Old Lang Syne. With the Old Lang Syne, I can't remember the name of it. But you could check it.
I believe I have a record by the G-Class. I'm going to have to get into my collection and check it out.
I'm sure. Yeah, they're still around, and they still work around in Boston.
Now, Tom Bialoglo, one of the original Duprees, said that you taught them routines. Do you recall doing that? Yeah.
He lies to you not. Yeah, I surely did. Their manager was our manager, the Crest. So what we did, he asked me to try to make them look like a singing group. So I taught them a couple of things. A couple of the guys were walking like with their right. They looked like somebody from Galaxy Quest. The right arm with the right leg and the left with the left leg. So. So I had to straighten that out. They ended up looking good. I told them so they didn't move awkwardly.
Yeah, they had a nice presence on stage after a while. He also said that your nickname was Kit. Is that correct?
That's my middle name.
Well, I'll be darned. Does anybody call you Kit?
Yeah, a lot of people. It's amazing. Yeah, because the ones that know me for a long time, they've used that name, so I answer to them both.
Well, that's great. You sang with a lot of big names in the business, like the Drifters, Doc Green and Ellsbury Hobbs and Charlie Thomas, and like you said with the Crest.
On occasion, we sang with Benny King during the big shows. He was there as well.
And
so those are nice.
Those are great memories, I bet.
Oh, yes.
And then the Crest, J.T. Carter, who most people don't give any credit to, played a big role in the Crest. He and Chico Torres.
That's right. Harold Torres. That's right.
And
he is still around. Jay is, anyway.
They are? Are they performing at all?
He is still around. Jay is performing under the name of J.T. Carter.
Mm-hmm.
He's still singing. So, in fact, we were going to do a gig together in Philadelphia, but I believe the gig fell out.
Oh, that's a shame. I'd have loved to have seen that myself.